What's up, everyone? It's been a little bit since I have had the chance to hop on here because my life has been really crazy, crazy in a good way. And I thought it would be really important to come on here and talk to you guys about how insanely important it is to dream. Dream big dreams, stuff that's gonna scare the living shit out of you. Because if you can dream it, it's real. This is so true, you guys. And so I'm gonna share a little bit of what I mean by that, and a little bit of what's been going on in my life, because as I'm on this journey to share a lot of these things with you guys, I'm testing a lot of this stuff out on myself. So, am I an expert? No, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I have lived it. And, if I can help you guys be inspired to live the life that you want to live, that is my goal. Because I know what it's like to be in a place that you don't want to be. So, back to dreaming. So I'm going to take it back and give you guys a little bit of an overall of what has been happening in my life and why this is so important. That if you can dream it, it is real. So about 5-6 months ago, this woman had come into my life. Her name is Cho Phillips. She is the CEO of Lovegevity, which is a wedding planning institute. So she basically teaches, she has an institute where people can go in and they can learn how to throw these amazing, extravagant weddings, throw events, how to build these gorgeous flower walls. She has a lot of really great tips. She has some books. I'm a huge fan of her. And not just from the wedding perspective, but what she's been able to do with her life. It really inspired me. And so when she had come into my life, it just happened to be right at the right time, synchronicity at its finest. And I remember thinking, I need to meet her. There's a reason I need to meet her. Because again, I do events. And I had the opportunity to sit down with her a few times and, pick her brain on how did she start doing what she's doing. And, she had inspired me so much with her story and, how she got to start doing what she's doing. So in my second talk with her, she had mentioned that she is working on New York Fashion Week this year. I believe that she did it last year too. And I remember just thinking, oh my God, that would be so cool to go. And then I remember the negative self-talk that I had with myself too, of like, oh, well, I'm not in a position to ever be able to do something like that. That is a freaking lie. I'm starting to notice the self-talk that I give myself, and that's doing nothing. I wouldn't hang out with anybody who would say those things to me, so why am I saying them to myself? And so I remember thinking, when I first started on this journey, I watched The Secret, and they teach the law of attraction. And I remember when I, had watched that, I had thought, yeah, right, like, this stuff isn't real. And when anybody would say anything about manifesting things in their life, I was that person that's like, yeah, right, you're freaking crazy. Like, you think you can manifest stuff in your life? Yes, I do think that you can manifest stuff in your life. So, back to my point is, in the beginning, I tested it out on little things, and these things started to happen. And so, a little part of me was like, no, it's just a coincidence. But then I started working on thinking about some more specific and bigger things. And then those things started to happen. So then I was like, okay, like this might really be true. Let me test this on something big, something scary. And so again, back to New York Fashion Week. Those of you who know me, I love fashion, I love events, and I love people and learning and being a part of new experiences. So I decided that I was going to try to manifest an opportunity to help out at New York Fashion Week. So there was one evening where I was laying in bed, and when you're doing this, you have to literally feel like you are there. You have to feel it, you have to smell it. So I remember closing my eyes one night before I went to bed, and I was visualizing myself there. How am I walking? What am I wearing? What does my hair look like? Who am I talking to? How do I smell? I know that it sounds crazy because like there's so many random details, but those details are so important, because if you really want these things to come true, you have to literally live in that moment. And while I was doing that, I had a insane out-of-body experience, which I will share with you guys another time. But it was intense. It was really crazy. And I remember opening my eyes and having this feeling of like there was a higher power that was going to help make this happen. So long story short, about a week and a half later, I had received a message from Cho stating that she was going to have a New York Fashion Week internship. And she had sent me her course that I could watch it because she knew I was interested. And so now there's this opportunity on the table to go to New York Fashion Week, you guys. Like, what? That's crazy. So yes, I believe these things. I believe in them so wholeheartedly. And so now that there's an opportunity on the table, now I have to figure out, how am I going to get there? So time is running out. So now I'm in this mindset of I now need to manifest the money to be able to go to this, because it's not cheap. And it is in September. So I decided, you know, I do a lot of these really fun chalk paint projects, and you know, I took a little bit of a break due to our move, and I started a new position at work, and I didn't feel like I was able to put the time into some of these projects that I really wanted to put into them. So I'm now in a different space, and I want this, so bad. Like, how cool would it be to experience something like that, and all the things that I get to learn and the people I get to meet. And so I'm sharing with you guys that I am opening my door to do some of my chalk paint projects. For those of you who don't know what I do, I upcycle furniture. This piece in the back used to be my grandma's. It was an oak cabinet. And so I went in and I kind of made it my own. I changed the knobs on it. I painted the inside gray, painted the outside white. And so now it matches a little bit with my home, matches a little bit more with my home. So I want to make this happen, you guys. So I am coming on here, and if anybody has any projects, I know some of you guys have already reached out to me, but I'm just reiterating how badly I want this. And I'm trying to figure out how to make a good amount of money in a very short period of time. So any tips? Somebody had mentioned something about sponsorships. Somebody had mentioned something about a GoFundMe account. That just doesn't, I feel weird doing that. So if anybody has any tips, or if anybody wants to help me earn my way to New York Fashion Week, please send me a message, a private message, a comment, anything like that. I'm really excited for the opportunity. So help me get there. So I'm throwing this out there that I just came up on a queen size headboard footboard, and it is beautiful. And so if anybody needs a queen size bed frame or would like me to turn it into a bench for you, I got a lot of really great feedback on the bench that I did for an event. So if you are open to that, send me a message. I will send you some pictures of the bed. It's really cute. And you know, I think my moral of the story here is, don't you dare put limitations on yourself. I don't give a shit how old you are. I don't give a shit how young you are. If you have a dream, it is freaking real, and you can make that happen. You just have to believe it. And if you believe it and you keep putting that energy out into the universe, that energy is going to come back to you. And sometimes it's not in the form that you specifically want. Sometimes it's a little piece of it. And sometimes you have to put those pieces together to figure out how it all works. So dream big, you guys. If you can dream it, it's real. So that is my tip for the week. Dream, 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 dream. And, you know, later on in another video, I will get down to the nitty gritty of like how to really manifest things in your life. and stuff that's really, really worked for me. So thank you for, everybody for always being so supportive. And I'm really excited again for the opportunity. So if anybody has any best practices, any tips, anything, let a sister know, because I'm trying to make this happen. And again, thank you everybody, and have an amazing rest of your week. Have a great day.